Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a poor miller who had 3 sons. When the miller passed away, he left behind only a small inheritance: a mill, a donkey, and a cat. The oldest son took the mill, the middle son got the donkey, and the youngest, well, he was left with nothing but the cat. At first, the youngest son was heartbroken. "What am I supposed to do with a cat?" he sighed. But this was no ordinary cat. One day, the cat spoke, yes, spoke, and said, "Trust me, master. Just get me a pair of boots and a bag, and I'll make sure you'll never be poor again." Though surprised, the young man agreed. He scraped together what little money he had and bought the cat a fine pair of leather boots and a sturdy bag. Now, looking quite dashing in his boots, the clever cat set off on his first adventure. He caught a plump rabbit, tucked it neatly into the bag, and marched straight to the royal castle. Standing tall and proud before the king, the cat bowed deeply and announced, "Your Majesty, this gift comes from my master, the great Marquis of Carabas." The king, delighted by the unexpected gift, thanked the cat and accepted it graciously. From that day on, the cat continued bringing gifts to the king, always in the name of the mysterious Marquis of Carabas. But the cat had an even grander plan. One sunny day, he learned that the king and his beautiful daughter would be riding through the countryside. Quickly, he instructed his master to go to the river and bathe. "Leave the rest to me," the cat winked. As the royal carriage approached, the cat ran up crying, "Help! Help! My master, the Marquis of Carabas, is drowning!" Hearing the commotion, the king ordered his guards to rescue the young man. They pulled him from the river, cold and shivering, but, of course, the clever cat had already hidden his worn clothes. When the king noticed the poor young man without proper attire, he immediately sent for fine clothes to be brought. Dressed like a nobleman, the young man looked so handsome and charming that the princess couldn't help but blush. Meanwhile, the cat ran ahead, using all his wit and cunning. He tricked farmers and workers along the road to say that the lands belonged to the Marquis of Carabas. When the king asked, everyone confirmed it. Finally, the cat arrived at a grand castle owned by a powerful and very cruel ogre. With a few clever words and a bit of trickery, the cat outsmarted the ogre and claimed the castle for his master. By the end of the day, the king was so impressed that he offered his daughter's hand in marriage to the Marquis of Carabas. The young man and the princess were married in a grand celebration, and they lived happily ever after. And the clever cat? He became a lord himself and spent his days enjoying fine feasts and warm fires, with his shiny boots always close by. The end. Once upon a time, on a warm summer day, a mother duck sat on her nest. One by one, her eggs hatched, and out popped 6 fluffy yellow ducklings. But the last egg was different. It was larger and took longer to hatch. Finally, it cracked open, and out came a strange gray bird, not yellow at all. The other ducklings stared and whispered, "He's so ugly." The poor duckling felt so alone. Wherever he went, others teased and laughed at him. So one day he ran away. He wandered through fields and forests, facing cold winds and harsh days. Winter came, and he shivered by frozen ponds. But when spring returned, the air warmed and flowers bloomed. One morning he saw a group of beautiful white birds gliding on a lake. Drawn to them, he crept closer and saw his reflection in the water. To his amazement, he was no longer ugly. He had grown into a graceful swan. The other swans welcomed him with open wings. For the first time, he felt loved and accepted. And so the ugly duckling realized he had never been ugly at all. He had simply been a swan waiting to grow. The end.